All right, party people. The video that you're about to see, we do a handful of things. Essentially just best practices, discussion about installing an Alteryx server. A lot of that stuff that I talk about here is not specific to like a cloud server, which we're doing here. So we're doing an installation on an AWS EC2 instance, in which case we also launched that. So if you're just curious how to get that kind of basically set up, you can watch this video. So that's pretty cool. Never done that before. So I love the opportunity to try something brand new. So that was good. Very much enjoyed myself. And I'm excited for you to take the journey with me. My name's Treason Marks. I am an Alteryx Ace managing partner for DCG Analytics, and really just kind of all around thrilled person to be doing what I do on an everyday basis. So excited that everyone has been watching these, and thank you for continued support. Like and subscribe, all that stuff, and reach out if you want. My email is trason@demarconsultinggroup.com. I'll leave a link in the description below if you have any questions or you just want help. The ACE program is just generally, again, like very excited people about Alteryx. So I do a lot of that stuff. So enjoy the video. Okay, so I get asked this a lot when I talk about Alteryx cloud. And isn't that, oh wait, can't you install Alteryx server in the cloud? Yes, it's not the same as Alteryx cloud, the platform, where one is like a SaaS model. That whole thing is managed internally at Alteryx. There's ways to like partition that so you manage your own like storage, but you don't have to worry about your version of Alteryx being up to date, all that stuff. Now, Alteryx server can be installed on a Windows machine in like an EC2 instance or something like that. So some cloud server. And that's what we're going to do today. What I actually just did was I launched my EC2 instance, accidentally made it too small. So I terminated it, starting a new one, going to do it. And now that I've done the work, we're going to make it look like I knew what I'm doing the first time through. So without any further ado, let's hit it. So tonight we're listening to 10,000 Days by Tool, one of my favorite albums of all time, because it melts your face off, really. It's some of it's so good. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so we are going to launch an instance from our EC2 dashboard. So this is, if you've got an AWS instance already set up, most people that in this world should already know what's how to do this stuff. But for those of us who don't, like, this is in our world, this is fun stuff to learn and to see. And we'll just call this, this is the name of my server here. We want to make sure we're doing Windows. We want to do, I'm going to do 2016 base because I know how to do that. So that's fine. I'm going to change this. And so this is where I screwed up last time. So I did, this is the one I used. Windows space pricing. Was it this one? 32 gigs, 8 vCPU. Yeah, this is the one I did. Now, just to note here, the base licenses for Alteryx server is 4 cores. But if you look at this document here on Alteryx, this is an Alteryx document. On AWS, 1 core is 2 vCPUs. So we can use 8 vCPUs as 4 CPUs. So this is a handy document here for anyone asking these questions. We are going to create a key login pair. Yeah, this one's fine. I've already got this. Oh, you know, I'm going to have to create a new pair. Give me 1 second because I deleted. Oh, no, wait, hold on. I may not have deleted this. So there's some security stuff here that I can't share. So I got to remove this. 1 second here. This is what I want here. All right, so that's this. We're going to do this. We've already got the key pair here. Okay, I'm going to skip through some security things to note here. We're going to allow traffic, RDP traffic from my IP. I've got that hidden. I should have that hidden. Yeah, I have that hidden from you guys right now. I can open this up to the internet, but I have to launch some things here, and I'm just not ready for that. That's going to be done later, but on this initial setup, we're not going to do that. And then configuration storage. This, here, let's see if I can. This is where I screwed up last time. I had two disks because I want a C drive and a separate D drive. That's important for Alteryx server because you want to store things on the C drive and you want to do work and you want to install the Mongo on the D drive. So the MongoDB is the backstory. So you want D to be your persistence layer. C to be like your installation area. So we're going to add a new volume here. We're going to do one at 250. That's probably fine for us right here. GP2 general. This is, you know, I don't know what the difference between those two are, so I'm going to leave it. Let's see. Number of instances. Yep. We're going to launch this instance. Okay. So we're back here. Cool. It's launched. We have this new machine. Now this is really quite simple to, so we click on this, we go to connect, and we want to go to our EC2 serial RDP client. Now normally I would do Fleet Manager, which is what would allow us to connect within this box, but what I'm going to do is connect using an RDP client, which is fine for now. This is something else I need to hide from you guys. So essentially I'm going to leverage a password or create a password here that I'm going to leverage for my RDP login. So username administrator is fine. And so I say get password. I have to wait 4 minutes to generate this password. So I'm going to pause this here. And once I get this spun up, then I will go. I'll be back. All right, so I got this recording working, or I'm sorry, I got my password stuff working. So currently we're connecting to this server machine. And the first thing I need to do is go get Edge because I think it only has Windows or Internet Explorer. So let's do this. No, I do not. Not right now. Okay. Oh, golly, getting into this for like the first time is so just. Yes. Run. Okay, this will take like 2 minutes. I'm going to pause again. Okay, so here we have, I'm going to start without my data. Edge. Bring, confirm and continue. Sign in without data. Confirm and yeah, that's fine. Okay, we want to go to downloads.alteryx.com. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I need to hide myself here for a second. doing that two-factor identification stuff. All right. Now that I'm in my Alteryx server here, my licensing portal, I'm going to download this. I'm going to stay back a version because I like doing that. 23.2, and we're just going to download this. So while that's downloading, the other thing I need to make sure I do is, and I need to launch server manager. I need to make sure that my disks are set up correctly. All right, where do I go? So all servers, this one, or sorry, local server. Hold on, I gotta do this, all servers. Sorry, it's gotta think here. It's gotta show up I need my disks to show up here. Hold on a second here. Dashboards. Sorry. This is going to take a second to like run through its whole deal. That's fine. I don't care about that. I feel like I've never seen a server that doesn't have something going on here. Okay, so let's see here. Events, services, this one, file storages and devices, disks. This is what I needed. Okay, here's my two disks here. This one here, I need to make sure we're going to create a volume here. So that's fine. Yep. Fine. Yep. 200. Yep. 250. Yes, this is going to be our D drive. So again, this is where I want to install my all that stuff, and I can click through the rest of this. This is all going to be fine. Again, if I was doing this for real, I'd take some of these things I'd put a little bit more effort into, but we're just trying to show like how the security person is me. I'm gonna after I'm done with this and I do my demo tomorrow with this, I'm going to terminate it. So I'm not really worried about my about this stuff right now. But I would take a little bit more. I would care a little bit, not care. I would put a little bit more effort into like some of these things if this was like my real instance. So we're going to do that. But essentially what I've got here now is I've got, goodness, where'd it go? This PC, I've got a C drive and a D drive. Haha. So we're going to install here when the time comes, and we're going to put everything else here. So just to know, installation, during the installation process, that all happens here. But when we actually do the server setup, we have to tell it to do things here. So if I go to my downloads, this should be ready. We have some weather coming this way in Oklahoma, and I got it on the screen up here, so I'm just trying to check out what's going on. This is taking a second to launch. Oh, here we go. Preparing to install. Alrighty, let's see here. Next, I accept. Next, Alteryx install. I'm just going to set it up in C drive. That's cool. It's everywhere I want this to go. So this might take a minute or two. I'm going to pause the recording and let this do its thing, and I'll be back. All right, back. So that took about 25 minutes. There's some Python installations that have to happen. So yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to configure our server now. And oh, I have to install the license. Give me 1 second to take care of this. All right, sorry. So I added my license key. That's all done. I say, okay, start solving. Actually, I hope it doesn't launch Alteryx Designer. Okay, I did not. This is the system settings. Okay, so this is where we're going to talk through all of this stuff. Important things here to note. These are the 3 different parts of the Alteryx server. The controller is what pushes. Well, let's start with gallery. Gallery is the actual like place we log in and we can see the information and we can interact with applications that we've published up there. We can manage collections. All that stuff is in the gallery. That sits on top of the controller, which is the thing that takes the information from that. So if we run a job and it says, hey, worker, run the job. The worker is what runs the job. Now, what's cool about this is that you can put all of these on different machines. Generally, the gallery and the controller can stay on that same machine because they're fairly low impact compared to something like a worker node. Worker nodes, this allows you to partition like work, essentially. So if you have, let's say you have an environment where you want all of your jobs to be happening within your environment, but you have some workflows that need to make external calls or something. What you can do is you can create a worker node that has external access and assign jobs to that worker node. Or if you have heavy Python work that needs to happen on a machine, then you could say this is my Python machine and make sure that Python jobs get scheduled to that machine. Or let's just say you need a big beefy machine and then like a really small machine. You can do as many workers as you want. Or if this is how you wanted to like manage your licensing. So you're like, okay, we have the Alteryx server. Me as some centralized IT org owns the server, but if you want to use the workers, you've got to buy your own worker, and then they can pay for the cores. So I think the base pay is like 2 core, or base charge is like 2 cores, but you can scale this up as much as you want. The old, I would say probably the best practice still is like 2 jobs. What is it? 2 jobs? 1 job per 2 cores. So if you have 16 cores, then like think we can run 8 jobs at a time. If you have 4 cores, 2 jobs at a time, which is the standard here. This is a 4 core installation, so I would never have more than 2 jobs running on this one at once. It can technically run more, but it's just better to kind of keep that in your head of like how much compute am I using. Anyway, so that's this. This again, base install. We're gonna make sure all of these things are. This machine does all 3 of these things. So I say next. That's okay. So that's this complete Alteryx server. If I wanted to change it, I could change that here. General workspace. I gotta remember 1 second here. Full workspace is the base path or storage of database files. Okay, so we're gonna change this to long summary file subfolders. We're gonna change this to D. Okay, we're just gonna call this D here. That's fine. I say next. So see, notice how it's going to create all of these folders for me. What I could do actually, let's go back. Let's browse. Let's so D. Let's. Oh, I already created the folders for it. Okay, so next, yeah. Well, so that's fine for now. We'll leave all this here. We're going to let token. This is important. The controller token is important when you want. So like again, if you have a worker. If we're doing this installation of a worker machine, we would get the token here, and that's how we would tie the machines together with this token. So we'll get to that later, or probably not on this video, but we're not going to worry about the communication stuff for now. This is again creating the workspace and the logging and all that stuff. We're not going to worry about schedule or connect. This, we don't want that for now. Again, we could on another date, maybe it's another video, but we don't want it now. Engine, yeah, we're going to use AMP engine. That's fine. If your organization doesn't allow the use of AMP engine, you have to click it here in another place. So just, that's 1 of 2. MongoDB. So this, I know in 24.1, you can, what I'm understanding is that you can do SQL Server as the database. And there's a path to like doing all that. I'm not going to talk about that tonight, but current version is MongoDB. You could use your own deep MongoDB Atlas if you have that, or if you just have like a MongoDB somewhere that your organization's like, we want to manage it, you can do that here. But we're just going to do the base install. All of this stuff is important whenever you actually want to connect into your MongoDB. I wouldn't suggest doing that without watching some videos first, or giving me a call, because you can really mess things up pretty bad in there if you're not careful. If you're just querying, it's not a problem, but if you're changing values inside of things, which is really easy to do on accident. So yeah, you're gonna need all that. So let's see. That's fine. We're not doing any mapping work, but so I'm not worried about that. I have never once changed that. We're gonna leave this. This is allowing. So this has to do, again, this used to be or I would put 2 here for a 4-core server, but now that we have the AMP engine, it's going to manage this on its own. So we leave this like that is fine. We could put a cancel jobs here. Let's say something runs like 20 minutes, especially if we had some real limiting thing like that, then we would want to consider that. But quality service, that's a conversation for another day. Okay. Run assign job tag. So this is like, again, if we have this as a worker node, we can say like what tags get assigned to this job randomly. So like, again, let's say anything with a Python tag or something like that would go onto a Python worker node. That would happen there. We're not going to run as this. We're going to do a run as user. So security in Alteryx server is pretty interesting. Essentially it's a pyramid. So there's like the base level, which is like this admin account that I'm on right now. So it's like this machine / admin. So like whatever that thing has rights to, you run it. But then above it is, if we do a run as user, then this will take precedent during running. And then if you put server credentials, then that'll take precedent over this run as user. And then if you make the user type in their credential, that takes precedent. So we can talk about that in greater detail later, but that's what this is. I like doing this for a service account because, again, if we just want jobs to generally run on some service account, you can do that here. Mapping, we're not going to do that. Insights, we're not going to do insights. Nothing here. Yeah. So essentially, what you could do is, actually, this is really important here. We'll do APIs at a later date. But if I was to create like a hosted website here so that external traffic could reach it, I would set that all up here. And then there's a lot more for security here. So like SSL, TLS, all that good stuff. Okay. This is a very important page. I don't have AD or anything here, or SAML. I don't have anything set up on this machine. It's just some built-in authentication. You can't change this. Don't expect to set this up and be like, okay, built in, and I'll switch to one of these later. Have your authentication method set up before you build the server, because you can't change it. You'll have to blow the whole thing out and start over again. So like, be aware of what this is. This is, again, all that certification. So if you are doing a TLS or like some higher level single sign-on stuff, which I'm not doing here, default gallery share. Oh, I do need to put this in. So this is just going to be Trason. Yep, that's going to be me. I don't have an SMTP server set up right now, but this is what allows you to do emails. Some of this stuff, emails, SMTP servers are really great because like organizations can set up your email traffic on them. So like, let's say you have some email SMTP server that that won't like email externally. So you could set that up here, and that way like users can't like set up, hey, send this to my email at home, and every time it runs, send me my personal data, so that when I leave, I still have all that stuff, or not personal data, but like confidential data. I've got it on my Gmail or whatever. So this is a good security layer to keep you from doing that. So we're just go past this. Persistence, we're not going to change anything here. Engine stuff, yep. Engine is lower priority. This means like, if I recall, this has to do with like the type of jobs we're running. This is when I said both engines here. So if you want to only run original, you have to also change this here. We can leave the memory. We're gonna leave all that here. I don't have a proxy, so we're not gonna worry about that. And then data connection manager. So this is an entirely new thing, in which again we'll talk about in a day. But we will let this run because I do want to use it eventually. I say finish. This might take a minute or two. I'm going to pause this recording while this runs. Okay, so that had to launch my Mongo instance, so it took like 3 minutes, which is a little longer than this usually takes. But so, okay, we're done. We can say, I want to go to my gallery. We're doing on Edge. Okay, so this is what it looks like. First time I'm going to sign in here, and so what I will do is if I recall, so again, if I had AD, this would go through here. I don't remember what the base password is. I think it's just empty. Oh, sign up for a new account. That's how I have to do it. Tracing marks. Central. That's fine. Okay. And then, so I'm going to do, yep, that's fine. I'm going to give it a password. Again, this is like super sort of base level stuff. So, got it here. Now I'm supposed to email confirmation code, but I don't have an SMTP server set up. So we're going to just close that out. Let's go here to, oh, here's the admin stuff. So can I get here? Yeah. Okay, so this is the Alteryx server, and it runs, and I have to do other things to like allow outside users to leverage it. But again, that's more like an IT function. So call for another day. Sorry, presentation for another day. But yeah, this is it. This is the Alteryx gallery. And thank you for coming through this with me. Hope everyone learned something. Saw some cool stuff. This is my first time setting up an EC2 instance, so that was nice. Recap. Yeah, we set up an EC2 instance. We created separate disks for the C and D drive. We installed Alteryx server on the C drive, but put the database on the D drive so that we can partition those away from each other. And we set up the gallery, set up myself as the admin. This is really annoying. I have to remember how to do this without email address. Let's look at folders real quick just to show like what's the D drive. Yeah, so here's all my stuff. So, yep, that worked the way I would hope it would. I think it's program data is the hidden one. Yeah, that's all that stuff in there. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you for joining, and have a great day. Have a great day. Into the microphone.